Hey everyone, it's Jocelyn, and today I'm going to tell you some steps on bringing your dog from China to the United States. I didn't want to do a plain sit down video, so this is just our last day in China and our airport journey that's going to be playing in the background. So first off, the 4 things you'll need to take your dog from China to the United States are a rabies vaccination from an accredited vet, a health check from said vet, export papers, and a proof of vaccine translated into English. Sometimes you may have to get a microchip depending on the vet and how anal they are. I got one because it was cheap in China, and why not? But it's not required for import into the United States. My dog has 2 vaccines because one was done by someone who was not accredited. So when I went back to the right vet, we got another book. It may be orange or red or blue, but don't stress. You just have an official seal in the book from the vet. I went ahead and had the vet fill out the translated proof of vaccination paper as well. After a month, you can leave whenever. You just have to wait a month after the vaccine. We went back to the vet 2 weeks before we left to get the health check done, and we had 2 days to drop it off to the export office. It was a holiday, so I had to go to the government office in my city a week later to get the paperwork, though usually it only takes a few days. They didn't have my last name on my paperwork, just my first and middle name, which I was nervous about, but at the airport it was okay. So I guess as long as whatever names they do have match what's on your passport, it'll be fine. After you get the paper, you have 14 days to leave the country, but we actually were leaving the next day. We were cutting it close due to the holiday. We took a car to Pudong, and it was about 800 RMB, but it was spacious and he didn't have to ride in the back the whole time, so I'm glad he got to stretch his legs and get some air from the window, so I don't mind the cost that we paid. Once we got to Pudong, it was very strict and it was typical Chinese service, pretty poor and rude in my opinion. I didn't include much video of Shanghai because the whole thing was very stressful to me.
I keep seeing for animal relief area.
We had to get I had to get a declaration of health because of Corona. And the check-in person at the airline counter forgot to print out his ticket. So I got to customs and they made me go all the way back for proof that I could bring my dog on the flight. So I had to redo all paperwork, go through customs again, which was very annoying. Especially when I saw a white couple that had 2 dogs and they didn't have to present any paperwork. They were on a different airline, so I won't call it racism just yet. Because of the virus, duty free was closed and there were only a few international flights a day, so the airport was very empty. I was scared to let him out and about, but I was able to barricade myself into a corner and let him stretch and drink water as we waited because it was so empty. Once we got on the plane, his bag was too small to go under. I think the staff sensed that I was about to start freaking out, and since it was only about 15 of us on that giant plane, they let me move to a 4-seat row, which was great because I could sit him out and let his extended part of his bag out for him to sleep more comfortably, and I could stretch out as well. He did great on the flight. He didn't cry and he slept for the most part. I was able to give him a little bit of water in his bowl, and I did give him a bone or a treat to chew on every now and again. Once we got to San Francisco, it was great. They were very dog friendly. They had an outdoor relief area before customs, and Houston was good as well. He showed out a lot and a lot of people were nice to him. He was enjoying the attention that he was getting once we came into the US. We had similar problems with the bag, so I would not recommend it. It was a little more difficult in the United States because of course there's no urgency to leave the country, so I really don't have to take a plane. But again, because the coronavirus was pretty bad, it was okay. The flights were fairly empty, so we got to move around. And that's pretty much it. Once we got home, he didn't skip a beat. He has been having a problem with his house training, but other than that, there was no fatigue. I do have a pug, no breathing problems or nothing like that. It was really great and enjoyable experience. Any resources, I'll link them down below. If you guys have any questions or comments, or if I missed anything, feel free to reach out and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. As always, thank you for watching. Bye.